Hey, welcome back to Clean and Sober Stoner. And finally, I looks like I'm going to get this done on time, which is my top 10 for the month of April. In case you haven't been following, I don't always hit this thing because I've got my private practice. I have a lot of things going on. So thankfully, I'm hitting it this month. So I am not saying that these are the best albums. What I'm saying is, wow, these are the albums that really kind of knocked me out this month. I have a full list of 19. You'll see the link in the comments to the Clean and Sober Stoner blog. But that being said, let's move on to the top 10 that I'm doing for YouTube. Coming in at number 10 for me is Lopan. The album is called Get Well Soon. This is one of my absolute favorite bands. Personally, they've been a favorite of mine since like 2012. I saw them at Desert Fest, New York. So it was a bucket list band I got to check off. Um, Lopan, Lopan's an interesting band because I think if you know Lopan within about 10 seconds, you're like, oh my God, that's Lopan. They have this really original to them syncopated way of playing, and then the vocals are absolutely top notch. I think it's easy to say that Jeff Martin is one of the most underrated singers. So if you love Lopan, this is going to be perfect for you. And to be honest, if you've never heard Lopan before, this is your first time, I think this could be the album to start with. It's just great from start to finish. They throw a few surprises at us, and thankfully, they're branching out into longer songs. So I give this one a huge recommendation. Number 10 on my list is Lopan, Get Well Soon. Number 9, really, number 9 seriously surprised me. Void King. Uh, Man, like this really kicked my butt. And I initially had it down at like number 18 or 15, and I'm doing my list, and it just goes up and up and up. The more I listen to this thing, the better it is. This is what I'd like to think of as progressive stoner. Um, like I said, it screwed up this list. I'd say a good 5 days. I kept going back and forth. Jason Kidred, the singer, he is one of the better singers in the scene. The guitars are great. It's basically a clinic on how to do progressive stoner, a little bit of blues, a little bit of grunge influence. Everything's in here. But Derek Felix, for me, the drummer, steals the show. If you're not air drumming to this album, you're already dead. It really is a banger. Man, like just because I have this at number 9, I'm telling you, this is really, really good progressive metal, progressive rock, progressive stoner, whatever you want to call it. This album is great. It's one of those that once I started listening to it, I don't want to listen to anything else. So yeah, number 9 for me is Void King and the Hidden Hymnal Chapter 2. And there's one nitpick for me. It's the long title, the fancy titles. It's hard to remember unless I have notes right in front of me. No, seriously, that didn't ding it down any. It's just, it is a little bit of a mouthful, but the album is a mouthful. So buy it, stream it, download it, whatever it is. If you're into Elder, if you're into King Buffalo, if you're into my number 1 band for the month, if you like things, adventures, this one, man, this is a fantastic album, highly rated. Number 8 is a super group. It's the Elven. It's fantastic. You have Isaiah Mitchell on guitar, and then you have a good portion of the band, Saturna. So we have James Vieco is, again, I'm noticing while I'm doing this, I'm really into vocalists. I'm not like S. Patrick Brooks, who likes the vocals a little bit bad. It's legitimate from his old punk days. I want vocals straight up and forward. I want to hear the vocalist like it being treated like it's an instrument. And man, they absolutely deliver on this. And what's really cool is Isaiah's kind of pulling back a bit. Um, the guitar work actually gives me a little bit of Carlos Santana vibes. This is real retro. Like, this easily could have come out in like 1972, 1973. This would be a classic of the genre. The thing is, they've done this. It's not really ripping anybody off. It's just really good songwriting, really good arranging. The musician performances really are incredible. This one, this was made for like on a summer day at the end of the day, and you're sitting there and you're watching the sun go down and you're with that special someone, or you're alone watching the sun go down, wishing you had a special someone. No matter how you look at it, this album is really special. I actually think Rick Beato would love this one. Tempted to see if I can send it to him in some way. Uh, it's got a little bit of everything, from the 70s on it, but it is very much an album of today. So absolutely love Saturna. I love Isaiah Mitchell and Earthless, and the two together are, God, they're just awesome. Ha! And in case you thought I was getting soft in my old age, number 7, Charissus. I put their song up. It Man, this one hit me from absolutely nowhere. It's one of those, I'm biased towards young emerging bands, and I freely admit that. And to me, the older bands are worthy of a little bit more criticism and a little bit more nitpicky. So when a new band reaches out to me, they send me an email. It usually, within about 10, 20 seconds. By the way, you have, when a person is listening to like 200 albums a month, you have about 20 seconds. And Charissus, never disappointed from start to finish. They are, in my experience, they are the best combination of hardcore punk and doom that I've ever heard. Uh, it's intense stuff. It's angry stuff. This album, they just have this groove that is addictive. And those of you that, I'm not the biggest fan of blackened or hardcore or harsh vocals. I don't care. Charissus is so good. I can't wait to hear what they come up with next. Uh, this is just a fantastically heavy, adventuresome album that goes places I never expect music to go to. So solid recommendation on this one. You need to check this band out. That brings me to number 6 on this list, Mean Bone by Buzzard. And I'm really fascinated with the whole doom folk thing. I'm a big fan of North Carolina's Moonwomb. And of course, Dorothea Cottrell has done some kind of doom folk type stuff. There's a few others. I think Aerial Ruin fits in here, and Woven Hand. But Doomfolk is the thing, and I think ground zero for Doomfolk really coalescing as a subgenre is on this album, Meanbone. I've been a fan of Buzzard since they first came out. It's extremely political, it's extremely cultural, with banjos and acoustic guitars, and in this really deep Americana feel to it. But on this one, I feel like he's gone all in on what he's doing. The production is fantastic. There's some more instrumentation is in here. The songwriting is on point. I really honestly do think Buzzard is an important band. I think they're a very original band. I think they're going somewhere where the music scene really needs to go to. So yeah, this one is just a solid recommendation. I expect this one to be pretty high on the Dune charts. Uh, you just can't go wrong with this. If you really are in the mood with something completely different that is culturally relevant, I'll warn you, he swings very far to the left, right? But then again, so do I. but without apology, without sounding weak. This time I can describe Buzzard to you till the cows come home. Words don't do it justice. This is a fantastic album. I also was able to have a single premiere for one of their songs, which you can find. So I think it was Murder in the White Barn. So please check this one out. He pulls absolutely no punches. And this is one that I think is really going to put Buzzard on the map. Okay, now we're in the deep water. Now we're into the top five. And I hate to butcher a good Norwegian band's name on YouTube. I want to say Henjameng. They're from Norway. It is the most infamous album cover so far this year. I hear a rumor that Rob Hammer got like banned off of Facebook because of this album. This is prime. It's just heavy metal with a sense of humor and a little bit of darkness. This is the band Hedgehog does not take that. They do not take themselves too seriously. I mean, look at that cover. But man, they take what they do very, very seriously. This is addictive from beginning to end. It has something for everybody, I think. They have the extended song for the progressive doomy people. They have the straight ahead rock songs. Ribble music can do no wrong with these guys. So, Henjameng, apologies if I'm butchering your name, but who cares what the name is? You just check this stuff out. It absolutely rocks. It's a great album. Conan, number 4. Look, man, not everybody loves Conan. Not everybody likes Conan. Not everybody can handle Conan. And Conan doesn't care, and neither do I. Violence Dimension just came out. There are times where I just need Conan, and they deliver what I think could be their best album. That seems weird to say. If you're new to the band, if you want to find out what Caveman Battle Doom is all about, this really is probably the best album to start with. Again, they don't do anything that Conan hasn't done before, but that's the beauty of it. And somehow they managed to do this extremely slow and punishing music. And for a lot of us, it never gets boring. The only thing better than a new Conan album is knowing that another one's coming out. I'm not saying that it is, but the only way to get better than Violence Dimension is to have a new Conan record. It's everything you've heard Conan is. And I love the recording. The recording is very much what they are kind of like live. The bass is subterranean. The vocals, a little clearer for me. I actually like the new vocal style that they have. And the guitar, as always, is just for this kind of doom. There's Conan, maybe Mantar, but Conan is in a league of their own, and this album absolutely proves it. And now we're going to go in a completely different direction with number 3, Temple Fang. Thank God for Temple Fang, because when I get done with bands like Carissus and Conan, I need something to kind of chill out to. And Temple Fang have released the best heavy psych album that I've heard probably since, I'll say A Color Haze, as she said. I just love an album. It starts out with an 18-minute song like The River. And what do you do after an 18-minute song? You write another song called Once that clocks in at 21 minutes. I'm a huge fan of real heavy, take you on a total trip, heavy psych music, and this is it. Temple Fang is kind of in a class all by themselves. Arguably, you can put them on par with Color Haze, but this album is epic. I think the shortest song is a little over seven minutes. Listening to this album, you just get, I drown when I put this on headphones. It's like I am underwater, and then it's like I learn how to breathe underwater, and it's trippy, and it's heavy, and it's fun, and It's as close to a perfect record as Temple Fang has ever made. This one, highest recommendation. If you like your music to go places and take you on a journey, this is the best album of its kind, definitely released so far this year. Number 2, Bank Mina. So I have another video up. I was a little disappointed with Mesa and the spin. Nothing against it. It was actually number 11. It didn't quite hit my top 10. I still love Mesa. The memories I have, especially with Belfry and Feast for Water, but I'm missing that sense of wonder. So I'm like, yeah, crying, and not really, but you know what I mean. And then I put Bank Mina on, and I'm fine. This album, it still takes my breath away when I listen to it now as the first time that I heard it. It is this really impeccably put together combination of post-rock and a little bit of doom and definitely some avant-garde stuff. I think my favorite thing about Bank Mina and Imeria is the guitars are there. He does do power chords, but this band does not rely on power chords. And there are these extended moments when it's the repetitive hypnotic drums, the stellar bass playing, and the even better vocals are carrying the song, and the guitars are just bobbing in and out, doing these atmospheric things. And then eventually they get to a really great power chord. This is as fresh and unexpected as anything I've heard. It actually was number 1 for the longest time. Imeria, if you're a fan of like Somali Yacht Club, I'm also a big fan of Nishta. And there's some other bands. I think Sub Rosa fans would really get into this. It's definitely experimental, but it never becomes ungrounded in the sense that all the songs make sense. They're extremely well written, and absolutely love this band. I think I wrote an experience of tranquil ambience that gets assaulted by post-rock heaviness. It's a great album. It's their second album. I can't wait for their third album. Absolutely love this. And my number 1 album, I know I said that I have a bias towards young bands. Well, I also have a different bias. I like, my preference is authentic music that can be performed and replicated by human beings on stage without having to have backing tracks and computers doing things. And I just want to hear a band play. Now, taken to an extreme, I guess that's called rockism. And I guess I'm a recovering or a reformed rockist. I don't think that, the only valid music is rock performed this way. But man, when I hear it, I go crazy. And this is an album that I go crazy over. It's Ritual Kings, the Future Work Sessions. It's selected songs from their first 2 albums. And it's just 3 guys in a room and a video. Like there's a dude that records the videos. I don't know what he's thinking half the time. He's like following the drummer. It reminds me a little bit of Live at Pompeii when the camera's focused on Nick Mason for what feels like an hour. Never mind what Gilmore is doing. It has elements of that, but that's also part of the fun. I think it's like the camera dude is just as excited as anybody else, and he's trying to get everything all at once. These songs are performed in such a way. I like the live versions of their music more than I like the studio version, and their studio versions are some of my favorite music ever. This is a set of stones to put an album out like this. It is really live. There's no audience to give them energy or whatever. These are 3 really stellar musicians just letting it rip. coming, on the heels of Sergeant Thunderhoof and Avon calling, is it a live album back? I think live albums are making a comeback, and next month we have Hippie Death Cult coming out with a live album. So, anyway, this could be my favorite live album of all time. The other one being Thin White Ropes, the one that got away, which is like 30 years old and obscure. But again, nothing but superlatives for this. This is, I just love it. The bass gets out of control, man. Like you can hear the bass amp kind of breaking up. They didn't try to fix any of the flaws. It feels spontaneous and soulful and heavy and exciting. And this is my number one album for April, Ritual Kings, The Future Work Sessions. And that's it for this month. Thank you to everybody who has subscribed. Thank you to everybody who is a heavy supporter. So I have some people that are in the membership. Thank you for watching. If you like what you saw, please, like and subscribe. If you don't like what you saw, let me know in the comments. I do respond to virtually every single comment that's made. Things that we've been going through a lot of change over the past couple months, and we're going to go through some more change. And hopefully, I just plan things out so I can do my top 10 in May before the end of May. This is going to be great. I'm actually going to publish this before May 7th, and hopefully next month I'll publish the top 10 of May before like June 7th. Anyway, thank you for watching. It means the world. Please check out these bands. At the very least, stream them. But man, if you can go on to Bandcamp and pay your $5 to $10 and download them, man, that means the world to the band. Screw me, buy the music. So anyway, I'll see you next month. And thanks again for watching Clean and Sober Stoner.